Let's do an example of a Java application which will allow you to calculate how much it costs to install Carpet. And then let's build on from that. So I'm going to start off with Eclipse, using Eclipse to develop this. You can use whatever IDE you would like to, including something like V or Notepad. I'm going to make sure I know where it's being saved at, where my workspace is located. I'm going to start off with my new Java project. Now inside of a Java project you can have several packages, and inside of those packages you can have several classes, or as many as you would like. We're just going to have one. Call this cost. How about that? Okay. So we know where it's being saved at. I happen to be using Java 7. And separate folders, yeah, okay. And that's it for that part. Finish. I'm going to right click here and add a new package. This is just a further way of organizing my code into a logical connection or organization of code. And let's leave that. Now inside my package, I'm going to right click that and I'm going to add a new class. And let's call it Carpet calculation. Want it to be public. Let's add a public static void main, which is an entry point for the class, where it starts with the code, where the code starts. And that's enough. I'm going to click finish. So if I look over here, I've got my package. Underneath my package, I've organized it into I've got my project, and inside of my project I can have more than one package. Right now I've just got one, and inside of this package I have one class. Okay, and I can have more than one class if I wanted. Alright, let's go ahead and make sure everything's working okay. I'm going to get rid of the comments, and I'm going to do this too. Now I can set up my environment where it automatically does this for me, but for now I'll do it myself. And so we have the basic code there. We have our entry point into our class where our coding will start. So let's try okay. So system.out.println hello world, and so it's saying print out to print whatever's between these double quotes out, in this case to the screen, and in between the double quotes we have hello world. So we're going to output this, and let's go ahead and run it. So I'm going to right click and run as Java application. Go ahead and save everything, and when it runs the application. So the console output window says exactly what I told it to say. Okay, so everything's working okay. Good place to start. I can leave this in or take it out. Well, let's go to the next part. So in my application, the first thing that I want to do before I start coding is that I want to plan the application. I'm going to do a little shortcut on that, but normally what you do is that you sit down and you write out what your application is going to do. If it's a graphic application, GUI application, you can sketch it out. For a class application, you can start designing the code and how it's going to be organized. In this case, I'm going to take a shortcut and kind of plan it as I go along, since it's a small application. And to think about it, the first thing I want to get is I want to get the area of the floor. And so what two things do I want for that? I need the length and width of the floor. So I'm going to need a variable which says room length, and put a comma in there, and room width. Okay, put a semicolon onto that, giving me it has no idea what these are. These are variable names that I came up with, and it wants to know, okay, what are these? And they are variables, and I need a data type. So I need to think, if I have the length and width of the room, what kind of data type is that? Is that going to be integers? Is it going to be a Boolean? Is it going to be a string? Well, in my case, I want it to be a number, and I want the number to have a decimal place. So I'm going to make these of the data type double. Okay. Now, still I have a message up here, and it's going to say, yes, you've created these, but you haven't used these yet. Okay, that's all right. I'll use these in a bit. So I've got a data type which will hold the length and width of the room. I need a data type which will, let's see, hold the square feet. After we calculate it, and let's see, what else do we need? Well, to know how much it's going to cost, let's go with, put another one in here, separating these with a comma. We want the cost of the carpet. Alright, let's go ahead and set these. So I have the square feet. Let's change this. I'm going to say total square feet. And so let's do this. I'm going to say total square feet, and that I'm going to assign to that, and I will we'll say the okay. Oops, misspell this. Did I get that right? Okay, so that should be okay. It's giving me a complaint because right now, what's the value of room length and room width? Well, it has no idea. So it says, you know, these variables that you're calculating, they have nothing stored in there. So let me put something in there. Semicolon. Okay. Okay. So I assign the value 15 to room length, and I assign the value 10 to room width. Now, these are double data types, so I can be exact in this. So I can say it's really not 15 feet exactly, it's really 15.2 feet. And it's really not 10 feet, but it's 10.4 feet. Okay. And let's go ahead and do our calculation. Now, I'm going to do this a little bit differently. I'm going to say and let's do the shortcut. Control spacebar, and let's have the output be and do the shortcut on this. Control spacebar, and our output is going to be Okay, so I put in the cost of the carpet. We have the square feet. So if I say output the total square feet times the cost of the carpet, that'll give me how much it will cost to install the car, or how much it cost for the carpet. Okay, let's try this and see if it works okay. So I'm going to right click this and run as Java application, save it. Yep. And have my hello world, and then it has my value. Okay, now we can dress this up a little bit, but for now we just have our basic application going. Let's dress it up a little bit. Okay. How about that? Or, let's see, let's try this. Comment that out. Do printf, and that and that, and change that to a comma. Okay, and let's change that to, let's see, percent. We'll put commas into it, and floating point, and new line. Let's see what this looks like. Oops, what have we got? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Let's see what this looks like. Right click, run as Java application. Save it, yeah. Okay. Oops. Well, let's change this. Yeah, let's see. Is that right? Yeah, there we go. No, that's not it. I think I got that turned around. Let's see. Yeah, let's try it. Let's see. Yeah, okay, that's better. So either way, all right. So now that we have that, so that's the cost of. Oh, I guess I could have put a dollar sign in here, couldn't I? Total cost equals. Put a dollar sign there. Oops. And put a dollar sign on that one. So now that I've got that, that's the total cost of the room to carpet the room. How about if we wanted to paint the walls? So for that, we're going to need the height. So we need to go back to our planning and need a variable for the height of the room. Okay. Okay, made some changes. Let me close this out so we can see all of this. So I wanted to paint the walls. The cost to paint the walls, I needed some more variables in there. The cost of paint, I needed the height of the room, I needed an amount for each one of those. So total square feet for the carpeting is the room length times the room width, and the cost of carpet, how much per square foot, and then we output that value. And then after that, I used the same variable for the carpet area, but I'm going to change that. So it's called a variable for a reason. Now, you shouldn't actually do this. You should use a separate variable for this, but I'm reusing it for the total square feet of the walls. And that's going to be the area of one wall is going to be room height times room width, and the area of the second wall is going to be room height times room length, and the area of all 4 square walls, just multiply that by 2. So that'll give me the total square feet of the walls. And cost of paint per square foot, whatever that is. And then we'll go ahead and output that. So we have 2 output statements here. And let me run that. And run as Java application. Okay. And it gave me the total cost of, and I could embellish this, total cost of the carpet, total cost of the paint for the room. Now, one thing about the walls are not blank. They're not just four walls. They have doors and windows in them, and there may be other things in there that affect the price, or that affect the square, the area. So let me say there's one window, or let me say there's one door in there. So let's add the variables for this. Okay, added some variables for the door. So the height of the door, the width of the door, and I went ahead and, where is it? Door height, have a value. I put all this on one line. And you can put these all on one line as long as you separate them by your terminator, which is your semicolon. So door height equals at some number, some value, 6.4. Door width is 4.3. So if you multiply those two together, you'll get the area of the door, right? And you can store that into a variable, which is the total area of the door. And so once you have the area of all the walls, where's that calculation at? Down here. And I group these by parentheses, just so it's easier to see what's being calculated, because it will calculate what's in parentheses first, and it will start with the inside set of parens first. So we'll do this set of parens first. So scooch this over a little bit, and you can see that this is the total square feet. And is this the one for the paint? Yeah, that's the problem with not having separate variables for this. So room height, room width, room height, room width, multiply that by 2. That'll be the total area of all the walls. And then you want to subtract from that the area of the door, right? Okay. And then when you calculate that, it'll be a little bit different. Okay, that's all there is. So if you have more doors or windows, you just have to calculate that square footage and subtract that. Okay. And formatting these and formatting the output as currency. One, you'd use a different data type. You'd probably use decimal data type for currency, and there's currency formats. There are classes that do nothing but format. So you'd probably use one of those. But for now, this is a quick and painless way to do it. Okay, that'll do it. Thanks.